sometimes the Ember is just about being slippery and being impossible for the enemy team to deal with. He didn't kill that many people, but he certainly killed a whole lot of creeps, and PSG.LGD hit their timing, they smoked, and it felt like at that point they had just got the game on lock.
Yeah, fizzling out of game number 1, but hopefully game number 2, Soniqs come up with some new ideas, because this team, you know, they've been going through a bit of a journey. Obviously, Soniqs in some form have been around for a really long time. You know, you look back to Quincy Crew, but they personally feel like they're an entirely different team coming into this. And this was the same for Arlington. For Arlington, they were kind of very unsure. They felt like they were an entirely different stack now that Fata was the captain. So we're looking at kind of a new team, or at least a team which feels like they are something new. So their ideas are changing, and they want to kind of bring in a new idea, which makes sense, because, you know, they didn't really have any major successes as a side of Quincy, so maybe under Fada and in the form of Soniqs, and even with their coach Clairvoyance as well, they'll be able to bring something new to the table.
Yeah, it's interesting, the story of this particular roster, because there's been various combinations of, you know, 2 or 3 of these players that have played together previously. Like, I think we had, even going all the way back to TI4, I think MSS and Fada were both on Mouse Sports together. Like, there are just little combos of, I think like VGJ Storm as well. A lot of these guys have played together with each other on various incarnations, but this is the first time that this particular 5 have all been together. Like you say, they've got Clairvoyance coming in as the coach as well. And I think they found their style for sure, but still just trying to find their feet a little bit here in the group stages of TI.
You see that lovely logo on the arm as well. It's a bit of a story behind that one, but we won't get into that today. But on the other side, we've got PSG.LGD, of course. You know, this team, they've been dominant in the Dota scene for a very long time. They beat Spirit in the Riyadh Masters Finals, but then lost to them at the Arlington Major Grand Finals. But still making 2 Grand Finals back-to-back just shows you the caliber of team that Soniqs are facing up against here.
Yeah, it's been interesting year for LGD. It's been a very difficult year for a lot of regions in Dota, right? China has struggled to kind of make it outside of their region to be able to play all that much. So it has been difficult at times to fully judge sort of the caliber there, but PSG.LGD have made it very clear that there are no doubts about them. Every single time they've gone out of the country to play something, they have absolutely shown up, and definitely coming in as one of the favorites, if not the favorite here for TI. But
yeah, when they wash their faces, they're definitely a brutal team to play against, that's for sure. And we saw that during the DPC, right? Like, they were tied for relegation at one point. LGD were tied for relegation. They were like, oh crap, we need to win some games. Just like rock up, you know, suddenly start try-harding, take it seriously, smash everyone and claim the 4th place, and then kind of just go back to sleep again. Like, these guys are beasts when they turn up for it. And yeah, I'm not too worried to see them dropping a couple of games here on the first day. I know that when it comes down to it, LGD will be able to take the wins, and I'm fully expecting to see them in the upper bracket. And I think that's a little bit of what they're showing us right now.
yeah, it does feel like we're through the looking glass a little bit here in this TI group stages. Like, Evil Geniuses are going to be the only team undefeated out of day 1 of groups. I would not have believed that coming in, but they're looking fantastic. And yeah, we find LGD kind of languishing towards the bottom of the group here. It's still early days, of course, and that, you know, you could still bring it back to a pretty respectable 3-3 record, but anything can happen. The last chance qualifiers proved that, and we're seeing a little bit of that here today as well.
Yeah, and I think it's important to mention as well that with the different amount of teams at TI this time around, you know, we got 20 teams, so being in the group stage it's really important to do well. If you end up lower bracket, there are so many teams you have to fight through for so long to get to those grand finals, you know, unlike ever before. So you got to make sure that you're getting that upper bracket if you want to stand a serious chance of holding that Aegis. But of course, it's also TI, and everybody seems to make lower bracket runs at TI. So take that with a pinch of salt as we move into the draft for game number 2 of PSG.LGD versus Soniqs here in the group stage. LGD, of course, with the 1 game advantage.
And this clockwork is continuing to move up in the world. Getting the first phase ban here out of PSG.LGD, Soniqs not wanting to deal with the Primal Beast, maybe not wanting to pick it up for themselves again. As seems like we might have another one of these drafts where Marcy makes it through, Enigma makes it through. What is the adjustment for Soniqs? I feel like the Morphling's going to get let through again as well, and I'm super curious to see what LGD are going to end up going for with this pick.
So we've currently had 3 games in the DP in the group stages of TI-11 where we haven't seen Enigma at all. But we haven't seen any games where we haven't seen Marcy at all. She's still 100% pick ban.
Okay. Yeah, we're seeing some answers to the Enigma working out, and I think we've also seen some faster games and some better executed push strats here in the group stage than we did in LCQs. I would hazard a guess. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like our average game time has probably been a little shorter here in group stage than it was in last chance. Chen again.
Yeah, we've had some really fast games today, but yeah, LGD relying on the Chen. They believe in it.
Yeah, it was interesting to me that this hero kind of fell off a cliff a little bit. He did get some nerfs. They did nerf the damage on the persuasion, so the creeps don't do quite as much. Like, he did get a couple of changes here and there, but there was also, it was not that long ago, especially during like the major and then ESL Malaysia, where Chen was just the hero, right? A lot of the prep that I was looking at in for ESL was like, which teams play Chen? Talking about, does this team play Chen? Are they practicing it in pubs? Yeah, they are. Everybody is trying to make this a thing. And dang, Soniqs, the last couple of Magnus picks that we've seen from them have been late in the draft, but this seems like this is something they want to go to. Probably been looking good for them in scrims. We'll just have to see how it goes here.
We saw it in the series earlier on. It was very, very good from Leslau. Basically, one of the major factors for them winning the game.
Yeah, so they lost one game with it in their opener versus EG. They won one game versus Liquid, which, like you said, looked really good. But this is the first time that we've seen it picked up quite so early for them. I do wonder if the idea is that they think picking the Magnus enables heroes for Yawar that they wouldn't otherwise necessarily pick. Could also be when you're picking it so early like this that, you know, maybe they're even thinking of like both Quinn's hero and Yawar's hero is going to benefit. Like, yeah, this Ember ban is sort of the classic.
Okay.
Back when Magnus was playable as a support, right? We would sometimes see this sort of situation where like the Magnus comes out super early and then you're picking a whole bunch of cores that are all going to benefit from the Empower and, you know, all farm a huge amount. So makes sense to me.
Yeah, and you just force a huge amount of bans as well. Like,
yeah.
It triggers off a whole landslide of, gotta ban this, gotta ban this, gotta ban this. Pretty annoying. Could also trigger PTSD for PSG.LGD after last TI Grand Finals, so always the mental aspect.
It's a very different Magnus, but yeah, they're banning all the Quinn heroes that could benefit from the Empower here. So seeing it in the first phase, PSG.LGD certainly think that there's something up, that maybe there's some pocket strat or something that's coming out. And get the Rubik as a little bit of an answer here. Definitely nice to have the constant threat of the RP steals. We've seen Jin Q. He's very comfortable on this hero. And all right, the Morphling will end up getting banned out. So Soniqs having to ban some of the stuff that they didn't look so comfortable on in the previous game is really opening up this draft for LGD to kind of go for whatever they want.
Yeah, it really is. And they haven't really got any direction. You know, their first 2 picks could be considered a bit of a weaker support duo, so definitely going to need cores which kind of go in and get things done, but that's a pretty low bar to set. You know, they can tick those checkboxes very, very easily.
Is this going to be the first Marcy ignored draft? We've already got Rubik on one side. We got Marana on the other. I mean, maybe we could see like a pause 3 Marcy from Faith Beyond or something, but
definitely could.
Yeah,
I wouldn't rely on it just being ignored just yet. I still feel like either of these teams are capable of playing it in different role.
Some random ban. They don't want Fada to be playing at position 5, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, so Bloodseeker ban. What are we looking at? Are they gonna?
Oh no, probably already.
No, I'm thinking. What? There's still the Pango.
Yeah, that's probably the thought here.
Yeah, it seems to me like it's been some of the strongest. It could also be that they're just trying to like pick PA, or they're looking at the carries that are left for UR, and they're like, we don't want any of our Empower carries getting ruptured, like whatever it is. They all kind of suffer against that, and PSG.LGD do play it. They play it off lane as well, so got to kind of get rid of it. But okay, it is going to still be the Pango as well.
Yeah, it'll be the little less Giga Brain option perhaps as the Pangolin comes out for side of Soniqs. Simple pickup for them. And that's going to give them a lot of teamfight control again. A great hero to see Quinn on. He's very, very comfortable on this one. So, what is the response from PSG.LGD? Now they're into the 2 picks. This is going to really kind of form a shape of their draft. Again, they have to be high-impact heroes. That's all we're really looking for here.
Yeah, they've kept it super open-ended so far. Other thing to talk about is coming in from the LCQs, the Shadow Fiend is still in the pool here. Maybe some kind of a possibility. It wouldn't even... I don't think it would be too crazy for LGD to also be gearing up for like a sniper here either. That looks like it could be kind of annoying for the lineup that Soniqs have going for them currently. I'm thinking along this line of like, the long-range right clicker. Sure, Pango can come and try and find you in the back lines, but you can also just sit there and hit him the whole fight, which is not fun. But
yeah, no.
All the options for PSG.LGD, and really taking their time discussing what they want to do here.
Yeah, I mean, as we say, it is going to be, these 2 heroes kind of need to be considered together, so they're going to want to think both of them at once and then not just pick one and then decide the other. It's pretty much their game plan from here on out. They have good ideas on what they want to do, but it's about talking it through and finding the one which fits the best and that everyone's happy with, and also leading into the 3rd pick as well, what they want to be thinking in that regard. Probably even considering some bans as well. Why not? We'll consider the whole damn thing.
These kind of situations make me wonder if they should just squish all the pick time together for these, because like nobody ever uses the pick time for the 2nd pick. Because, like you say, you're making both decisions at once. It's not like this 25 seconds just ends up being nothing. But
well, now you've cursed it. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, they are gonna sit here and have a little bit more discussion, as it turns out. So,
thanks, Base Skip.
Yeah. God. Oh well.
Well, we get the Leshrac coming out. What do you think of Leshrac into the Pangolin? Because I kind of like this for Pango.
Yeah, you can just get on top of him and be a nuisance. I do like it with what PSG.LGD have. They got the Chen for some extra sustain. Talked about that during the draft of the previous game. And a little bit of extra health that you can give the Lesh is always going to be welcome. And they've got some save. As seems like LGD just going for a very straight up kind of team fight Dota draft. Nothing too crazy going on here.
They are all Dota heroes, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This draft just feels so cookie cutter. If not for the Mars, I feel like you could zoom back through TI history and like this general thing like Chen, Rubik, Lesh is something that's always featured pretty prominently.
Yep.
I think the Mars for me is mostly about, so in the last game, PSG.LGD showed pretty clearly that they think these ranged carries are really good against Lesh, and that the Drow Ranger was sort of their answer to just shred the Leshrac before he could get on top of anybody. And I think for me, the Mars is like the big deterrent to ranged carries. And we see teams, the Terrorblade comes out, Mars gets picked. The arena is just so difficult to play around. Though the hero has not looked great today. I think we even saw a collapse Mars that lost. I don't want to say that he's the only one that can make it look good, but yeah, it does result in Soniqs just going for the lifesteal. They were always going to go for a melee carry actually, because they've got the Magnus, right? So.
Yeah, they've got the Magnus, they've got the Mars matchup. It just makes a lot of sense, and lifesteal are probably the ideal answer to this, though, going for a very strong safe lane here, and looks like it's going to be a final pick pos 5 on the side of Sonics. Very interesting.
Yeah, unless there's some weird and wonderful pos 5 Magnus that they're playing and then picking something else for Leslau, but I don't know if that's what I want to see. But yeah, Lifesteal looks good here. Even just being able to get the open wounds and everybody can kind of commit onto the Lesh without having to worry so much about all the damage that he's pumping out the other way, which is nice.
A very interesting point. Yeah, we'll see if that is something they work towards. His hero is going to be next, as well as a pos 5 for Sonics.
Still think we could be looking at one of these big ranged carries for LGD. What else could they go for? There's still like a Razor in the pool as well, if you're just looking for like classic Lifestealer counters.
Well, I think I'm looking more to like a big Skadi hero like TV or something.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about with the big ranged carry kind of idea.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon as the ban. Okay.
Could mean a lot of things. Could mean an illusion
Yeah.
hero. I think there's too many illusion heroes for them to ban out. It's a problem. So.
Yeah, I don't think you're not that worried about like a PL. I don't think that's a big concern. I don't know that Naga necessarily looks amazing.
Yeah, Naga and Pango feels a little bit scary. Maybe.
What else are you going? Maybe it's not the illusions. Maybe it's just they don't want a hero it's the save and it's maybe the purge. Let's see.
Oh, they go a bit more tempo. They move towards the TA. All right. That gives them a lot of physical damage, a lot of magical damage, and 3 cores that they can really play around here. So, yeah, LGD make it work, despite a kind of underwhelming support duo to open things up with. They pick up 3 heroes which can absolutely play the game and find space on the map. And put the pressure onto Sonics. Sonics with the final pickup here, and they will go with the Death Prophet. So, a favorite of theirs from back in the DPC. And that's what they're going to be pulling out here for their second match against PSG.LGD.
Oh, it is a Fada Magnus. It is.
It's a Fada Mag all along.
It's pos 5 Magnus. Leslau gets asked, you see all 5 heroes, you see everything else in the game. What is it that you want? And he asks for the Death Prophet. It looks pretty good. Should really be able to put a lot of pressure on in the lane. Along with the Mirana, double ranged is going to be annoying for this PSG.LGD side. And kicks the tempo up a notch a little bit compared to having the Mag as the off lane. Though that does now make things a little weird that you've got, Magnus is just going to be an Empower now this game. Maybe you get a Skewer here or there, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think this gives you a lot of objective taking as well. Relying entirely on the lifesteal to take your buildings for you is a little bit scary. He's not the strongest, and this gives them another big timing to work around as well. So I'm definitely happy to see it. I don't think the lane's going to be super convincing. I don't think it's going to shut Arme down too much. He's still going to have a great game on this TA, but I definitely like it in terms of them completing their own draft. I'm a little bit worried about how this kind of top lane's going to go now for the side of Sonics. They're running Lifestealer along with Magnus, right?
Yeah, Lifestealer Mag into the very, very spammy, quite a lot of damage, Mars plus the Rubik. So it does feel like they're going to get bullied around a bit here.
All right, let's jump into it. Game number 2, PSG.LGD versus Sonics here in the group stage. Best of 2 matchup. PSG.LGD with a 1-game lead. Can Sonics come back? It's going to be tough, and this is a very interesting draft in which to do it with.
Just going to try and start things off with the First Blood, perhaps. Big 5-man smoke making their way up. See what they can see. Positioned
very, very far back. A wrap around to mid, perhaps. When smoke gets popped, he knows there's a hero waiting in the trees here, but it's not exactly an area where they can really go in and get a kill. So, yeah, they're just going to have to settle for nothing.
Very nicely placed Radiant Ward. It does not see across to the other side, so you can't do this weird check with the tree line. And actually, I think they spotted this this dire obs. Yeah, it's getting pinged out, so that is not going to be long for this world. It might even, are they going to try and give Nothing to Say solo experience on this one? Is that the plan?
He's looking at him. Shinky's looking straight at him. Quinn, watch out. You're being stared at. Well, top lane. A little bit of value from that shockwave onto 2 heroes, but just going to heal themselves straight back up again. It's going to be 3 bounties going the way of Soniqs, though. Nice little start to the game for them. Nice bit of cash money in their pocket, but no first blood as of yet. How are we expecting this mid lane to go, Mr. Baseskip?
Seems like this matchup has been pretty good for the Leshrac. Though I'm sure Quinn is very familiar. This is only a gold tier Lesh on Nothing to Say compared to some of the Grandmaster Leshes that we've seen. So maybe Quinn can exploit it a little bit, but this does still seem like on paper the matchup should be pretty darn good for Nothing to Say.
Yeah, I believe so. But if we do see Quinn going towards the Diffusal Blade, that gives him another thing to play around the Leshrac with.
Yep.
And as you mentioned before, the possibility of the Shard, which we've been seeing a fair amount on the Lifestealer, could also give them another way to kind of target the Leshrac and bring him down without just dying to the amount of damage he puts out.
Yeah. Worth noting that we did see, once again, Soniqs putting some big hate on this Chen this game with the double blocks on camps just to start things out. They're not going to let Innocents have an easy time, and they've got the Mirana as well to potentially snipe out any annoying creeps. So if we get a Harpy or a Ghost or even the Mana Burn, worth getting rid of in this situation.
Yeah, they can be sniped down with that arrow. The one-shot kill as Quinn gets very low in the middle lane, has to back himself away. Down at bottom well, a bit of pressure being put out onto Arme. A lot of trading going out across all 3 lanes at the moment, but so far so good. But let's see how this top lane's getting along, as we do have the Magnus and the Lifestealer laning up together. Not a very conventional lane, and the double melee feels like it might not do great versus the Mars. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tricky. They are chewing through quite a lot of their regen. Fada started double tango, but at least the Lifestealer should be able to sustain, but it's going to start getting trickier once Mars starts getting towards like level 4. Fada is threatening them. He's got the hero point picked up, so looking for something, but yeah, just not a huge amount that he can do. He's even got 4 CS currently.
He's going to throw back Xingqiu here, and with the slow coming out from the Gold Frenzy, yeah, it's not going to be enough to really threaten onto Xingqiu here, especially with the God's Rebuke coming out. That'll help out a lot with a 40% slow.
I like the way the Fada's playing the lane, though. He's getting up in there, trying to abuse them a little bit on these early levels. He's got another skewer in 1 second, but nothing doing.
Yeah, I feel like if you drag Faith Beyond back, it might just end badly for you, so not too sure about that one, unless you can get him under tower. Well, they do go for that one, but yeah,
Quinn dead.
Spear comes out into you, but it's first blood in the middle lane. Nothing to say, bringing down Quinn. Oh no!
I just caught
That's
the very
not meant to
tail end of
happen.
that. He just got caught by a stun, and then another 2-point lightning. He was low, but this mid lane is very one-sided currently. 24 against 11 and 1.
Not looking good at all for the poor old Pangolier. Quinn just getting beaten down. Yeah, Nothing to Say goes in and steals the bounty runes as well, so we'll be able to get the bottle refill and keep himself nice and healthy and mannered up. Plenty of juice to work with.
Yeah, and they're not exactly crushing bottom either with this this Death Prophet pickup. He does have the 2 points in the Spirit Siphon now, so putting on more pressure. But Innocence is just keeping Ame sustained with this heal creep.
It's doing work. And, again, I want to say, like, when you lane with a Death Prophet, you kind of want to give it just a slow or a stun to work with. And when you lane with a Mirana, you want to give her a slow or a stun to work with. So they're both kind of missing their kind of matching piece. They're like 2 puzzle pieces, but both the knobbly bits, and both of them need like the little indented bit. Doesn't quite fit together, does it?
Yeah, not quite. Kind of have to rely on getting just a random arrow off. FaithBan gotta be a little careful here, trying to get behind the tower against Fada.
Yeah, Far doesn't have enough mana, I don't think, for the Shockwave and Skewer combo, so if he wants to get him, he's got to do it the old-fashioned way, and that seems unlikely. But still, the amount of damage coming out from the right clicks from Fata, still a big threat. Faithbeyond is going to be okay. He's in the middle lane, another stun, going to land out onto Quinn. Quinn, he's got the swashbuckle in 1 second, and I think he's going to have to use it just to get away from nothing to say here, so Nothing to say, having an absolutely great time in this middle lane.
I don't really know how they turn this around.
Oh, the stun lands again, and that's going to be it. Hits level 6, gets the kill onto Quinn. 2 kills now for Nothing to Say in middle lane. Meanwhile, Faithbeyond's fine on the top. Won't be caught out by Fada. Oh, bottom. Might not be so lucky, though. Ooh, AMA under the tower. MSS doesn't have the damage to bring him down. Definitely threatening, though. A lot of heroes very low on the map at the moment. No one quite dropping, and the Mind Stealer doing its job with the mana burns as well.
I feel like a creep took the arrow there or something, but I couldn't quite get the kill. And this mid lane is a total destruction. Oh, and they're not done yet. Shinki rotating over. Ooh.
Yeah, Shinki really wanted to try and get off the telekinesis there.
Yeah.
He was, but very low range at this early point, and MSS just lobs an arrow in towards the middle lane to see what he can do. Takes out the catapult. That'll be worth it well enough as Lemon says, get off my rune. My rune. MSS. Oh, charge out onto Jinku. Does just about get him under tower as well, but Quinn's going to be able to grab this haste rune and can use it to kill off Jinku. Doesn't even need it. Swashbuckle will bring him down. So a little bit of revenge here for Mr. Quinn. Still holding on to the haste, even with Nothing to Say landing the stun. Really wants to save this one and try and use it for a kill later on. That's his way back into the game.
Yeah, if he can just finally get the 6 by shoving this out, maybe go and make a play elsewhere, use this first Rolling Thunder. His team is doing what they can to bail out his very, very average start on mid.
Yep. MSS trading a lot of its health for this creep. And won't even kill off that Mind Stealer. How are our carries doing?
UR seems to be doing just fine. CS is not necessarily the highest, but it's pretty difficult for Faithbeyond to lane up against him, especially with the 2 points up in the Ghoul Frenzy now. Nothing to say, looking for it though.
Yeah, playing in the smoke really nicely, but UR just immediately rage, run away, get himself out, and TP's all the way back to the fountain, not taking any risks there at all.
Yeah, it's tricky with just the 1 point in rage. Didn't have the time to consider if he could have maybe TP'd to tier 2 or something. Just goes for the double tap, heads all the way back to the fountain. So with that, he's going to be off the map for a little bit. Not ideal.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Leslie is starting to push. He's used the first exorcism and is looking to take himself a little tower here.
Yeah, Tia's been jungling for the last little bit. Ahmed just accelerating over there, so this is going to be very free. LG trying to get a little bit of their own going at top. But there are more Soniqs heroes rotating over. And TP coming in as well from Quinn.
Ooh, Fada actually misses the shockwave there, but Quinn going to commit regardless. Walks into the arrow, nicely set up by MSS. And they're going to be able to kill off Nothing to Say, finally putting a stop to his reign of terror. And that's the power of the Death Prophet, right? You've got this hero just using Exorcism by herself down at bottom, which means all 4 heroes are free to just run up to the top lane and answer LGD.
Yeah, it gives them a very natural way to kind of pace the game, right? It's like, okay, we pressed an Exorcism, it's going to be an objective. The last game, I think they struggled a little bit to find when their moment was, and this game it can be, it's a whole lot easier to just say, okay, we've got our 2 big ultis, let's just go and let's go do something.
Yeah, very much so. Freeing them up a lot. And you are still able to sit up in this top lane, having a reasonably good time. I mean, not as good as he could be having, but the fact that there's been kills happening around him and it's not been him dying, it's definitely feeling all right.
And Soniqs, I think they can sit in this setup for a while. Like Laszlo even just going to go for some BOTs. So yeah, getting a little bit of their own back after what happened in the previous game. I think trying to prepare a bit more for this. So this potential PSG.LGD will just sit and try and outfarm you kind of playstyle.
Yeah, and it's 9 minutes in and they still don't have this arena on Faithbeyond, so it's been a bit slow, and they don't really have that aspect of the game to play around just yet. which kind of sucks. They try to chain up here, but the stun a little bit off the mark. Yawar gonna get off the rage here. Oh, and he does level up the Infest and gets inside Fada. Fada gonna skewer him out to safety. They will not be coming under the tower for this one, not after what happened last time.
Yeah, it's only 15 seconds to the next exorcism, so I think Soniqs probably sizing up mid-tier 1 or thinking if they want to try and take a fight up at top. You know, they're still just sitting with this Infest. Yeah. They're not really farming on the Lifestealer.
Well, interestingly, Soniqs get their decision made for them because the Chen was actually just farming in the Biangle behind the Death Prophet, so Leslau's Curry gets killed, and so now he has to unleash onto the mid tower with the Exorcism. So no chance of turning up top. They'll have to give up that tower, which they maybe didn't want to. And Faithbeyond going to be happy about that one, as he's now got his arena finished up as well. So that's the option.
Nothing to say. Maybe overstaying is welcome.
Yeah, they need to get off the damage. They need it now, but they will indeed have it. Nothing to say. Not much he can do, although stun does come out. Yawar, nice sidestep from him. Fada going to slide across as well to offer them the damage they need to bring down the Lesh. Nothing to say.
Oh, they are Jinkyu a bit. All right, Leslau was just sitting here. Catch.
Yep, just sitting in the trees, finally paying off. Do they oh no, the lift! The anti-synergy with the lift, saving Leslau from the arena. Faithbeyond trying to chase him down regardless. A Centaur off the mark here. Some rare misses coming out from LGD. Spear comes through. Is it going to be enough? Arme's on top of him as well, but in comes Quinn with the Rolling Thunder. They'll turn it around onto Arme. Arme goes down, and Quinn comes rolling through looking for more. He's not done yet. He wants to bring down Innocence, but Zinkyu with the stolen Rolling Thunder is going to come across and look for the counter lockdown. They've got the Spear as well, and they're going to be able to bring down Quinn, so he now gets punished for his overextension. A lot of punishment. Very punishment-heavy game, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, a few little flubs here and there. A couple of lifts. The coordination from LGD not looking quite as crisp as we might expect, and it does really hurt to get Ame kind of punished like that, trying to turn up and just grab a freebie, but instead it does end up going down. Not much else happened on the map, right, while that was going on. I think pretty much everybody was mid. That ends up being that. They do get away by keeping the Rolling Thunder, so Xinkyu's going to have that for another move in a bit.
Yeah, that's true. They can look to set up on someone with that, and you know they know he has it, but at the same time, there's still that aspect of not really being able to play around it too much. It's so quick, the Rolling Thunder.
We kind of used everything here. Faithband doesn't have the mana to kill him.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder used by Quinn just to keep him nice and safe. Doesn't want to get caught out by another spell coming on through. And with the jump over the cliff, almost doing the damage to Quinn there. With
that rebuke was a little stressful, I'll admit, but Quinn, he did the math. He knew what was going on.
Yeah, a couple of clenched bottoms on the Soniqs fans out there, but all good. You can relax them now.
He's fine. And so it looks like Quinn is actually the one that's going to be given a whole bunch of this ancient farm here, just trying to catch him back up into the game. And we've got another exorcism, so like we said, this is sort of the natural cadence for Soniqs. Just every single time this is up, try and go and do something on the map. So while this is happening, while they're looking at top, PSG.LGD is just going to roll up at mid and muscle down this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, Soniqs trying to play the Giga Brain, counter rotation, smoke outplay. Meanwhile, LGD just caveman down the middle lane and get a tower. Easy peasy. Sometimes simple Dota is best Dota. You are. Will be seen. Jinkyu gonna go into the Rolling Thunder. Rage TP out immediately. You are. He ain't playing no games. Yeah, I think Jinkyu just wanted the speed to get close enough to go for the telekinesis and try and catch him off guard, but Yawar caught a glimpse and was able to just TP away to safety.
Yeah, but it feels like such a nitpick, but I do think that Yawar could have maybe like rage TP'd somewhere else there instead of just double tapping the well, but shouldn't matter too much. As they are once again looking for a smoke. Quinn with his diffusal blade.
Into the middle lane, they will go on to Faithbeyond. Faithbeyond does manage to get off the arena, but it's not going to save his life. And now Yawar getting onto Innocence on the sidelines here, looking for the +1, the damage in from Quinn, and they will take him down. Nothing to say, does get up to the high ground. They're kind of running out of options to chase with here, so they instead finish off this middle tier 1 tower, which has only a sliver of HP, and will be bulldozed by Leslau at last. Oh no, nothing to say. Catches out MSS, walking up to the high ground. Biting off a bit more than he could chew there, trying to get some vision down up in that area maybe.
This is something that LGD are crazy good at, and we saw it in the previous game as well, where even in theory, like the play from Soniqs is, we're so much stronger, maybe we can go walk up into the triangle together, but they were just a little bit too split up, and the Lesh was ready to punish that eventuality. He had a haste as well, so there was never any chance that he was going to be in any danger, and just picks up a freebie. Kind of feels like that Lesh pick-off that they got mid in the previous game, just punishing the sub positioning from Soniqs.
Yeah. I love how Jinkyu just keeps running at people as well. Like, he's not, doesn't really have the range to get off the telekinesis most of the time, but he's still putting the fear of God into them.
They're looking at Faith Beyond the bottom.
Doing a bit more than looking as they commit under the trees. Fada in as well. Quinn's in the neighborhood. There's too many heroes here for him to survive. Faith Beyond taking another fall here on the Mars. Currently 0 and 3. 2 of those deaths in a row now.
Yeah, everyone just vying for position on the map. Ame's been quietly farming away. Similar story for Nothing to Say. Just this time around, not getting nearly as much farm on Faith Beyond. It's not all 3 cores that are completely taking over.
Rolling Thunder in the middle lane, looking for the setup here, trying to run down Nothing to Say. He's moving through the trees, doesn't have many places to go. He's trying to get knocked down to the low ground here, but the shockwave got to come through and make it up. But the Xin Cube's rolling around at the same time as well. It's Rolling Thunders at dawn, but it's Nothing to Say who's died, and that's going to be about it. Everyone else kind of just chilling inside the arena. Jinkyu, uh-oh, he's come out the other side, and he's going to meet a grisly demise as they take him down on Soniqs. Once again, the Americans getting a nice start. Oh, RP.
Oh, he had him. he tried to get too cute with it. All right.
He was like, I'm going to RP him. No, I'm going to RP him and spin him behind me. No, never mind, I'll just RP. Oh, it's too late.
Wait.
Spaghetti on the floor.
How does this turn RP thing work again? I don't have any cosmetics on this Magnus. He's like... Fada not looking the most comfortable, but like we said, the expectation in this game is just that he presses Empower. Anything else is a bonus, so... That's support Magnus for you.
What a life.
But yeah, that was a rough one. They could have gotten even more. There's some shades of the previous game where LGD, even though they're behind on the kills, they're keeping it very close on the net worth, and they have just walked into Roche with Chen and TA, and they're just taking this. Okay.
Is this okay? I feel like this isn't okay, but
I don't think this is okay. But
well, Ame gets a freebie. Aegis in the hands of the Templar Assassin, completely unbeknownst to the side of Soniqs. I'm right in saying if they knew that was happening, they would have gone, right? Like, they don't care about
I think
RP
so.
cooldowns.
I mean, they're pretty close to BKB on the Death Prophet, but also they had Exorcism and Rolling Thunder off cooldown, so I don't see that many incentives to just let that happen like it did.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I say oh well, but it's actually a pretty big deal. Like, this is a lot of the momentum of Soniqs, which is now being brought into question, and a couple of mistakes in a row, a missed RP, and he just handed over. All of a sudden, LGD, things aren't looking quite as bad for them.
They did stick it on Ame. I do think it's possible for the TA to die twice here, depending on how the fight starts. So I don't think it should give Soniqs too much pause if they feel like they've got a strong timing coming up, which they do. The BKB on the Death Prophet with this level 2 Exorcism is very, very potent.
Yeah, it's a pretty big timing, which I know LGD are going to respect. They definitely won't run into that one without a very solid plan. The possibility of blowing up Leslau's becoming very, very slim indeed. And I feel like that's the biggest reason why Mars has become kind of a less popular hero, just because it's so hard to land your combo without them getting off their BKB off first.
Yeah, and Faith Beyond not even going for like blink initiation. He's just got lots of small items and he's got a BKB queued up. So yeah, fully respecting that there are not going to be many chances to catch somebody off guard this game with the blink spear.
So what is his job in these fights and in this game?
I think split the fight in half, honestly. Try and separate one of the cores, or separate the two supports from the cores so that they can just start on the front foot. Like even if you're forcing the BKB to come out of the Death Prophet so that you can then reset, I think that would be pretty good. Kite it back, and because you do need to get these BKBs and spell immunity out of the Sonics heroes before the Leshrac can re-engage. Nothing to say.
Down at bottom.
He was not expecting to find them here.
No, he was not. And now they've got the open wounds as well. Nothing to say. He can't heal up through this at all. He's gone. Oh dear. Thought he could come down to the bottom lane under the power of smoke, but Soniqs, they read it very, very well. And they pick themselves up a free kill onto a Leshrac.
They just TP to mid. Leslaw's still hunting.
Quinn? Yeah, they've managed to find Innocence as well here. This is going to be another kill. In fact, they're probably just going to roll straight on past him to try and find another one. Faith Beyond is going to be the next kill. One by one, they will fall, and LGD lose 3. Soniqs' beautiful movements across the map there.
Dang, that was so cool. Just sweeping the map. They head bottom, they get that kill, they immediately load up the infest, TP mid, just run it down. Completely wiping LGD's position off of the map. Like all 3 lanes are going to end up on their side of the map as they respawn now, and Soniqs just have so much room to work with. They do have to wait for cooldowns, but they've bought themselves quite a lot of time here.
I mean, LGD do have a point now where they can do absolutely anything. They have cooldowns on Soniqs, and they have an Aegis for 1 minute 30, but it's actually... I think it's pretty straightforward for Soniqs to just avoid and play super safe for just a bit.
Yeah, and like we're saying, they have to take a little bit of time to fix the lanes. At least they have some BOTs on the Lesh, so nothing to say. Goes and deals with bottom, and he can come TPing into the Chen creep, so he is effectively with his team here. So long as that particular Chen creep does not get arrowed, it's the one concern. He's about to show mid.
Yeah, Soniqs are actually smoked as well, so... I'm really surprised that Soniqs are choosing to smoke here. Is this an avoidance smoke? Are they... I'm not sure what they're looking for, but they're going to lose Sparta in the backlines here, that's for sure. Arena committed for that kill. Nice, easy pick-off, and honestly, Soniqs, I think they're going to be okay with that one. Just losing their pulse 5. Not a big deal. Aegis, 30 seconds left for Arme.
Yeah, and Aegis is fading right as Exorcism is coming back off cooldown. So certainly an opportunity for Soniqs to look for something. They're loading up the Infest again for Quinn, who with a blink and a haste can be very mobile on the map. Whatever they see. He's heading up top.
Yeah, unfortunately did use his blink dagger to move across to that camp, so...
They're still looking for nothing to say here. They spot him.
Oh my god, they're on him again. Is the rest of the team coming over? They are, but Xingqiu, he's too far away to really help out. Yawar just smashing into him, but Quinn has to find a wall to bounce off, so we'll be back in a minute. And actually, with all this coming through, the Rage is now gone. Nothing to say, can go on the aggressive. Once again, just about connecting with the end of the Rolling Thunder. Swashbuckle comes through as well. Nothing to say, still surviving through this. The rest of Soniqs a little late on turning up to this one. Nice Rage to get off that spear, and now comes the Exorcism as well. Arme looking at the sidelines here, trying to find a way into this fight, but the BKB pop from Leslau, he's running forwards. The big Death Prophet looking for the target, but they move on. Oh, the blink away from Arme, another whiffed RP from Sparta, and that will signal the end. Soniqs, time to back yourselves away.
Arme's insane, dude. He could have blinked any time, but he wanted to blink out of the RP because he still had the refraction charges. Oh my god.
What a gamer.
That was sick. Okay. Well, they kite away from the Exo, so pretty big window for them here. Just don't quite have enough damage on the Lifestealer. He was sitting there hitting the Lesh the entire time, but Yawar is not that farmed. He doesn't even have his AC completed. Net worth looks okay relative to everybody else, but does not feel like this Lifestealer has just been sitting and farming with Empower the entire game.
Well, he hasn't. He's been fighting. He's been ruling, and
he's been infesting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But they just needed him to have just a little bit more, right? If he'd had the Deso or Basher or something like that, I think they get that kill quite easily. But
LGD looking again. They really want to play at this high tempo once the cooldowns are down. 70 seconds on Exo, 50 seconds on RP. Not that RP's been that important. Without the Blink Dagger, it's very hard for Fnatic to find the angle.
Yeah.
And he's gone for a full Solar Crest instead. Really wants to buff up this Lifestealer as much as possible.
Yep. Press your buffs on him and hope that you find an opportunity to just skewer in an RP. Is about the game plan. Faith Beyond did change his mind and he's gone back for a blink, so ditched the BKB idea for the time being. And yeah, LGD still just more of this kind of split pushy stuff. Ame's going to be going for a Silver Edge here. Even more burst, even more being annoying in the side lanes.
Quinn going for it here down to the bottom side. They want to try and find Ame, and they do find him through the tree lines. They find him going, trying to escape, and he's not going to make it out. Quinn gets it done, finding him down at bottom. Ame is dead.
Dang, these catches from Quinn have been sick. And they're looking for what they landed. Arrow at top. Nothing to say.
Yo, what?
He's got
Lashrak. He's going to be the next target. Does have the BKB though, so Yoar won't be able to close the gap on him and get that kill.
That hurts
down
though.
Bottom.
Okay, they're gonna try and punish at bottom. They've got an observer ward. They see some of these heroes retreating. If Quinn or Leslav stick around, they might be in some danger.
Yeah, Quinn's actually moving to the tree line, interestingly. He wants to stick around, see if they can... if they go for this tier 1 tower, I think he thinks he can go for a backstab, but LGD aren't interested in that. They're still without their TA, so they're just going to stick to their side of the map.
Relatively low kills, but still a very tense game. We're only 20 seconds away from the next Roshan, so that's definitely going to be the next big objective for both sides.
Yeah. Pretty fast spawn, but Ame is going to be back for it, so it will be quite even. Dare I say it, even. The cursed word in this game, seemingly, in this series.
Yeah, wouldn't be wrong. Dota Plus is slowly believing in Soniqs more and more as we head in towards the late game. But it's close. There's hardly anything in it. And they're loading up one more time here.
Yeah, they're really liking these initiations inside Quinn. The hamster ball maneuver as they find a target. It's going to be Faith Beyond. Can they bring him down in time? I don't think he's got another counterplay here. Going for the TP out, but that's just not going to happen. Does have a buyback should he need to use it. Might have to if they want to stand a chance. Oh,
that was stressful.
Got a Roche.
Yep. Oh, Innocent's not going to be so lucky. Oh, maybe.
Maybe it is. Yep, TP's out.
Yeah,
all right. No. Oh, okay.
He died to the Starstorm in the well.
Yeah. Stars, unfortunately, can't be broken by distance. They shine too bright, basically.
Not long enough. Well, looking like a freebie Roshan. This is pretty fast with the Solar Crest and the Pango. So there you go. Where are the gems? I think the gem buyers have been working on Wraith Pacts for the last little bit, so maybe not coming out just yet.
Yeah, interesting that LGD are TPing over, but there's no way they're going to get here in time. This is going to be an Aegis into the claws of Lifestealer. I guess he's got claws. Yeah, he definitely has claws.
They managed to pressure the BKB out of the Death Prophet at least, so being in the neighborhood accomplished something. Leslav being very safe about that one, but yeah, this Lifestealer's net worth not accelerating ridiculously, but is working with Scotty.
They're jumping in the middle lane. They're managing to find out Fata, but this is a deep dive here from the side of PSG.LGD, and they're going to be punished for it. They will lose Faith Beyond first, and Xinq's going to follow him as Yoar smashes him down. They look over towards Innocence again, using this pigeon to hurricane himself away. Very cute, very nice. And it does look like Innocence will survive because of this, but his pigeon will not.
Yeah, Creep's not going to be quite so lucky.
Just 2 minutes from retirement, they skip.
Almost made it. Well, they...
Bottom tower.
Yeah, they get the Exorcism press, but I think Sonic's still kind of ending up where they wanted to be with that one anyway. They get the bottom tier too. Maybe they've bought themselves 2 minutes of Aegis time now that the Exorcism's down. We're seeing Ame going for this... I think we talked about it in one of our series earlier, right? Which was, how does this... what does this TA do to get back into the game? seems like LGD, it's still kind of full split push mode, trying to break up Sonic on the map. He's going to be going for the Aghanim Scepter. Faith Beyond.
Yeah. This is a... I don't know. Do you think this is a bad sign that PSG.LGD is, as Faith Beyond falls down at bottom? That they just feel like they can't actually face Sonics head-on anymore and they need to play this kind of farm the map Dota?
Yeah, I don't think they can 5-on-5 because, as we're seeing, Sonics can actually just collapse on top of whoever they want in the team fights. Like, Nothing to Say or Ame are just going to have all three Sonics cores in their face, and there's not a whole lot that the rest of LGD can do about it. Again, maybe Faith Beyond can put down an arena and split things up a little bit, but there's going to be a BKB, a Rolling Thunder, and a Rage. So saving your Lesh or your TA once they're gone on is feeling a little bit impossible at this stage of the game. They do have a shard picked up on the Rubik, so maybe Shinq can, if they get an arena down and they can lift somebody out.
Oh, Nothing to Say down at bottom. Quinn spotted him, but he does get off the BKB at the last second. Another BKB charge wasted. Down to 6 seconds on Nothing to Say.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
the aggression from Quinn this game just feels... It feels like last game was frustrating. They couldn't do anything, and this time it's like, if you are trying to split push this map, I will go on you. I do not care. I will force your BKB. I don't have to get the kill. Just stay in your base. No more of this split push. And it's working. They are slowly but surely closing in the map, getting the wards down, locking down that little bit of extra space, keeping the farm lead going. LGD are not getting away with what they got away with in the previous game. I do think some of that is that they've got a Lesh who is very eminently killable versus the Ember in the previous game, who, as we saw, was just past a certain point completely untouchable for the Sonics lineup. But nice adjustments here in game number 2.
Yep, definitely. And Nothing to Say will pick up the gem now. So he's going to be Chief Dewarder, but to be honest, I'm not sure how much dewarding is actually going to get done from inside his base. His net worth.
Yeah.
It's going to explode from Sonics now. But Ame does have the Ags, so going to be super annoying. Has been spotted by MSS, but the chances of MSS catching him here seem pretty low.
Through the random arrow, there was always a chance. But I mean, but Mojo with the gem is just going to come and try and deal with all the traps. So they're not going to make this easy for LGD as they.
Yep, that said, LGD used the opportunity that Ame created to run out, get a D-ward on the cliff, and now they're trying to get over towards their buy angle. And yes, I'm calling it a buy angle. Deal with it.
Yeah, that's fine. Do what you want. Who are they going to see? Ooh, spot the lifesteal for a second. Probably not the target with 20 seconds left on Aegis. So I think they were hoping to maybe run into Quinn or something at top, but not to be. And we've loaded up the Infest Bomb one more time.
20-second time. Yeah. Nah, they're running back. PSG.LGD don't want to take the 5-on-5. They wanted a quick pick, run out, or quick pick, turn it into more. They didn't want to go for a full 5-on-5 team fight, and now they know the cover is blown. It's back to the old. And Ame already on the other side of the map, using that Ags just to be annoying. And he's going to get on top of net worth, and he's going to stay on top of net worth unless someone can do something about this, which I don't think they can.
Yeah, he's going to get farm. Question is, can anybody else on PSG.LGD leave their base and continue?
Yeah, Nothing to Say.
Keep their going.
Oh, the arrow.
Okay.
Very close to Nothing to Say.
You're looking at him.
And now Quinn's going to try and follow up as well. BKB popped from the Lash track. He makes it up to his high ground, so Sonics will be left scarpering once again. That dastardly Lash track gets away with it.
Map keeps getting smaller and smaller. Sonics just...
For everyone except Ame, yep.
Yeah, he's the only one who gets to go and do anything on the map. But he's got a very sad two charges on his Deso this game. It does go to show kind of the state of the game for PSG.LGD for the last little while.
Yeah, he's looking at Leslar bottom, pings down, says, maybe I can... But probably not. There's a Quinn behind him. He doesn't know. Now he does. Bash comes out. Oh, LGD. They might be losing their carry right now. Abyssal Blade to follow up as well. Oh, Invis to the trees. Dust connects and they get the kill. Arme goes down. Finally caught out of base. Dared to stay around bottom a little bit too long and instantly punished for it.
Nothing to say, feeling like he has to just
Nothing to say.
run out on the map and try and make a little bit more space, but...
Oh no, he might be punished for this. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, no, MSS actually think he's running back to base, and they're actually correct. They're running to Zincu, who's going to try and lift him over the tree line. You are. Oh, sees the wrong target, actually. Sees Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond going to force stuff him. Ogre seal himself up to that high ground. Nothing to say, still quivering in the tree line. I think he realizes now that he hasn't been spotted. The plan wasn't figured out by Sonic, so he does get away with that somehow. Jesus.
Stressful times for PSG.LGD. And Quinn knows no fear. Gives him the Rolling Thunder again. That's
pretty much all that achieved, unfortunately, but could have achieved more.
Yeah. This man is in aggro mode after that previous game.
Yeah, he wants to make LGD feel how he felt last game.
Okay, so what plays do we have for LGD on the high ground? We can get like a lift into a spear. They could buy shard on their Lesh, which is also really annoying, though nothing to say. It's just got a Hex queued up currently. That is a ways off. Do not fret. And we do have a blink on Fada now. Our position 5 Magnus. He's all grown up.
Dire's bottom tower
Can maybe bomb a blink RP on somebody. Hopefully, just don't give it away to Zincu. He's also going for a blink.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've seen an RP from Fada yet. Has he caught anyone? I can't remember him doing so. And actually, might just run into Arme down here. Arme, he wants a Deso charge. Yeah, he's gone.
Blinked forward.
Arme actually blinks forwards. Oh, the Aghanims TP out. He's gone.
Okay, all right. His XTPs are stressful. He does not have a BKB, so even the silence from the Death Prophet is a real problem for him. And all anybody else on PSG.LGD gets to do is watch Ame go have fun on the map.
Yeah.
Everybody else is stuck at home.
Oh, Ame shows up.
And all anybody else on PSG.LGD gets to do is watch Ame go have fun on the map.
Yeah.
Everybody else is stuck at home.
Oh, Ame shows up bottom. That's last season. I don't think Lesla's the one to catch him out, though. Just wants to get him off this wave. Stop farming you. But Ame, that's the one thing he's always able to do. It's like telling a fish not to breathe in water. MSS blinks up to the high ground. Gonna be okay.
Man, again,
initiation.
The coordination from LGD is just not quite on point. You would not normally expect them to be dropping these like lift into spears, stuff like that, but yeah, they have managed to even grind down the net worth lead a little bit in the last few minutes.
Yeah, Ame has. No, they're out on the map a little bit more than they used to be. They're able to claim a little bit of their biangle and even into their jungle a little bit as well. But
they spotted him for a second.
Ooh, you're gonna go for? No one. He just wants to D-ward. You can take the 5 out of the pos 5, but you can't take the pos 5 out of the 5. I don't know. There's something in there. Let's go, Rosh.
Ag's Blessing.
An Ags for Pangolier. Pretty good.
Yeah, seems pretty decent. Roshan dropping pretty quickly. Faith Beyond getting zoned away by this Wraith Pack totem. Can't get the opportunity to go blinking and steal. Fada trying for the catch. It seems pretty far. Yeah, he's just gonna take an arrow, and that's gonna be the end of it for him.
Well, Aegis now back into the hands of Yuar, and also an Aghanims going to the Pangolier. He's gonna be very happy about that. PSG.LGD starting to feel the fear of this game. I think they've been feeling it for a while now, but with this Aegis, I imagine Soniqs will want to do more than just take out a towers. They want to break the high ground with this one, but Arme's still going to be putting on that counter pressure the whole damn time, being so annoying on this Templar Assassin. And how can they deal with her?
Just gotta catch her. It does feel a little bit like they need to try and preempt him somewhere, like have a ward down on the lane, see him arrive, maybe even leave a side trap that you know about, like pop an obs and a sentry on top of it, and then that gives you like the immediate opportunity to go and jump him as soon as you see him swap sides of the map. Does look like they're maybe just going to try and force high grounds here and get LGD to come back and respect them that way. But yeah, this is super annoying. Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Force high ground. Why not? What could go wrong?
Yeah, they will have the fort when this tower falls. They'd love to keep it alive a little bit longer, but actually Leslau just hard on committing to this fight. Fada tries to jump in and go for the RP, isn't able to get it off, but they do bring down Xingqiu. Look how deep Leslau is with the Fizz as well, doing so much work. They'll move across the wall, nothing to say. Needs some help, but he's not going to find it. Brought down as well. Soniqs in with a flash, and they will take down Faith Beyond once again. The Mars is gone. Yawar also gets his first life dropped here, but has got the rage to get himself back. And they are just going to calmly disconnect from this engagement here on the side of Soniqs. They are feeling absolutely no pressure to take unnecessary risks in this game.
Nice for them. Just the Aegis. They force out 3 buybacks. They do end up losing Fada, but again, he's just in power. It's not the end of the world. And for LGD, I don't even know if they can do anything before the Exos backup. It's only only 70 seconds from now for Leslau. So they're gonna try. Xingqiu and Ame kind of looking for something around here.
Yeah, it's just a 2-man crew. It's not a huge threat just yet. And Leslau with a lifestealer inside of him, certainly not going to be an easy target.
And they're gonna
go horribly wrong.
And they realized they were sitting on top of a ward there, so just gonna back themselves up, and well, Ame is back to attempted split pushing. Just picking up a Bloodthorn here.
Yeah, Leslau, no cares in the world, just blinking into the back lines there, connecting with the Spirit Siphons with that shard. Like, it's just disrupting them so much on the side of PSG.LGD.
Yeah, he's pretty unkillable. You know, the Soniqs, they pulled the same kind of switcheroo that Fnatic attempted in their best of 2 against Thunder. Though this one was way more successful with the Death Prophet pick. Leslau didn't completely dominate the lane necessarily, but he has totally dominated the tempo of the game here for Soniqs. He's looked great. Quinn's looked great. PSG.LGD were hoping for maybe a little freebie down here at bottom, but Soniqs are just balling around as 5, not giving any opportunity to LGD to get these pickoffs.
Yep, holding hands, feeling the love, and getting so much done as Faith Beyond's actually going to start this fight. That might not be what they're looking for, though. BKB popped from the Mars. He has got a TP. Should he want to use it? But Quinn's got the Abyssal, so that's not going to happen. And now they can look to finish off Faith Beyond here, and he will go down. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Leslau trying to take down. Nothing to say. BKB is got another blink forwards from Leslau here, just not letting Leshrac escape. He can ulti all you want, pulse Nova yourself all you want, but he's going to go down regardless. 3 more down on the side of PSG.LGD. No Leshrac for 100 seconds still. The base is wide open. They do need to make sure they keep these creeps alive, and that's exactly what Fada is going to make sure. And actually, Ame up into the high ground on the other side of the map. He's forcing them back, knocking on the door. And Leslau will have to come back and defend this one, but it looks like they're still going to be losing their barracks here.
Yeah, they just need
at least one lane.
Just need these creeps to get in here. Ame's going to cut the next wave, but I don't know who's going to deal with this one that's just arriving on their high ground now. And there's no tier 2s or anything, so Soniqs should just be able to go from one tower to the next. Leshrac's still dead for 60. And yeah,
they get the fortify back up, at the very least, from killing that first.
Yeah, it's something, but I think they might be megas by the time Nothing to Say is back alive.
That seems like an accurate assessment. And there's middle wave creeps coming in now as well. Soniqs on their way to mega creeps right now, and they sing the song of their people.
I like their chat wheel lines. Pretty cool. Let's got a hex. Oh
Are they going to start the fight here? Yeah, let's see what they can do, but the answer is it's not a whole lot. And look at you are just smashing into Faith Beyond right now. Quinn's going to come and join him. Mr. Blade coming on through. Faith Beyond, does he have the fireback here? I mean, if he does go down, he certainly does, and they're spending a lot of time trying to kill him. So 15 seconds until the Leshrac is back as TA tries to jump in on this one. I'm not sure that's going to work, though. Fnatic getting up on top of the TA, and TA now getting torn apart by the side of Soniqs. No buyback on Arme just yet. Doesn't have the money for it, and that will be that. GG gets called, and this will be Soniqs taking a game off PSG.LGD. A huge win for this squad.
They played fantastically this game. What can you say? Nice draft, nice play. Things looked pretty rough after the laning stage. We have to remember that Quinn got absolutely dumpstered in lane. Got solo killed twice. And yet, what did it matter? He absolutely took over this game along with Leslie.
Yeah, they really did. And